Hey Rat Company, Rat Awesome 27 back here, and we have amazing new trailers. The prologue to Shadows of Evil. You can watch the whole thing. I'll link it in the description below. The GameSpot trailer. Now, it reveals our backstories for each of our characters and their motivations and how they end up in Morgue City, but more or less the zombie version of Morgue City. This is interesting because it's just like Morgue City exists in this alternate universe. It's not part of America. It's Morgue City. It's different. But what's interesting to note is just like in Mob of the Dead, there's some sequence that happens that causes our characters to go into a zombie world. They're keeping that up with the Mob of the Dead idea. Now, Femme Fatale on screen here is killing someone who has pictures of her because it could threaten her career in the movies. So she kills him because he has dirty pictures, could hurt her movie career. And we're starting to see all the evils, to say, all the sins that our main characters commit. Now, the next one is our dirty cop. The president's trying to clean up corruption in the town, and he goes and kills the only rat that is left inside the town. It's really amazing to see how our characters are being influenced, and we can see how their choices land them in our zombie world. There's some really new concept being introduced into the zombie storyline here, making this very interesting to me at the very least. Next, we have our boxer character. And again, I was looking for the Shadow Man to show up because it'd be interesting if he was watching all of our characters commit these sins, because he says, I've seen all your sins, but I cannot find the Shadow Man anywhere in the trailers, though I'm sure more stuff will come out. Interestingly enough, he uses gavel knuckles or some kind, brass knuckles in underneath his boxing gloves and beats the crap out of the #1 contender, ending him just brutal. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. And we have his next thing, his next issue, next sin. And finally, we've got Nero's, which kind of disproved Mailbox's theory that he's in line with the devil because he's the worst magician. Now, it's still possible that he's somehow in line with the devil, but right here is a big deal, so I'm going to stop it. Now, we need to take interest here. You can see he's already smashed the picture frame of his wife. You can see she's made all these late payments on stuff. You can even see shoes on there as well, and I also apologize. I don't have the highest quality of the trailer. It's all I could get, a rip off the internet. But regardless of that, you can actually see the motivation for Nero's failing magician act. You can see that he's up in smoke, worst magician of the year. Very interesting, fleshing out this character. And let's move on to the next part here. He's actually asking the lawyer about the health insurance of his wife, trying to collect on her debt by if she was to die, then her health insurance could pay off all the debts. Notice the skulls in the background as well, because I think that's very interesting that in this setup, we're already getting this ritual type idea. So he ends up locking her into the wheel. They're practicing one of their routines. And obviously, Nero has different intentions in mind when he murders his wife. Now, I also want to take note of the cages in the background, very similar to the dog cages we've seen, but they just recycled parts, so just something interesting I thought. Now, here is something very interesting to me. Why does it get green? It could just be, some trying to set up something in the trailer, or, I guess it could have been the lights in the background, could have been reflecting outside, but we just didn't have that green haze all over his face there for quite a bit during that trailer. It's weird how that green light comes up just as he's about to kill her. It could be nothing. Like, honestly, it could just be the neon lights from outside or one of the things they did in the trailer, but I just thought it'd be interesting to point out. Now, as we move through, Nero's finally going to execute his wife, and now they've all committed their sins, their horrible crimes to humanity, and we actually have a narration of the Shadow Man going through explaining all this the entire time. For some reason, all of our characters come to Femme Fatale's place, and they all start nodding off. They all start falling asleep for some reason, whether they're being knocked unconscious, maybe they're going into a dream world. We all don't know. Now, it wasn't just the drink. Everyone just nodded off for no reason in particular. So once they nod off, it's like they're having a dream. And I stop it right here for you guys to see their dream is becoming this tentacle monster. And you can actually see them killing zombies, or what we think to be zombies. It really looks like zombies. So they're killing these zombies, and you'll see later on that when they wake up, they're covered in all these body parts and blood. So this is the transition to the zombie world, that all this other stuff is going on. And it's very interesting to know that this is like almost the black and white to color from Mob of the Dead. We can see this transition happening to our characters. And the Shadow Man says he is going to save them somehow. He's going to get their redemption. Now, what I want to point out here is the blue ritual-looking item on screen that apparently will allow you to pack a punch by round 1, which is incredibly exciting, but hopefully it's not too much like the bank where it's game breaking and boring because you have everything on round 1. But be on the lookout for these rituals. As we continue through the trailer and transforming, there wasn't much to be interested until we get to this shot again. I want to emphasize how we find all of our characters through the trailer. You'll notice body parts all around them. They were definitely in this tentacle monster mode. We're going to be in the tentacle monster mode. We knew that from the other trailer. Just want to point out the continuity going through. Next, we have the mark. Now, in the past, we have never turned into monsters in any shape, way, or form, or turned into zombies or tentacle monsters. I'm thinking that this mark is the reason why these people are turning. They are marked with something special, something in particular in this universe that allows them to turn into these monsters. Each of them bear this mark on their hands in some shape, way, or form. None of them can remember how they got here. You can tell they all seem lethargic and completely out of sync. And again, we see the mark on their hands. But this was not there to start the trailer. When they fell asleep, that's when they got the mark. That's something that we should keep in mind. As we continue through, everyone else is waking up and noticing what's going on, trying to figure it out. The zombies are now introduced at this point, and now they've made their transition into the Morgue City zombie world. And at this point, the Shadow Man is now talking about their sins. Now, I wanted to point out here that we can read the boxes if I had a better quality video, but I don't, so we can, maybe someone else out there will be able, so I'm pointing it out for the other directors that have a better quality video, try and figure out what that stuff means. But what's interesting is that we have fragments of a bigger universe. The Shadow Man is talking about them being fragments of a bigger universe, being insignificant, and that's almost playing into our grand scheme, our grand storyline, our multiverses. He's even saying there are more universes out there, so there's multiple dimensions, maybe, is what we're getting into, of one bigger universe where all the zombie maps exist and stuff like that. And he's talking about how insignificant it is, but he's going to allow them for redemption. He's going to help them out by listening to the Shadow Man. Now, a lot of people like to make this connection with the Weasel possibly being the Shadow Man. We'll have to see how that plays out, even though they're different voice actors. What could happen is that the Shadow Man helped the Weasel get out. That might be a new storyline plot that they'll go through that way, that this Shadow Man somehow has a redemption. We also have the portraits in Kino der Toten. There's many of them representing possible Shadow Men or characters, the origins characters, so many different possibilities because there's 6 or 7 frames you can find around there. But it's something to keep in mind that it's possible that the Shadow Man is trying to fix the universe. Is it possibly some version of Maxis in the universe? Is it somehow someone trying to fix the timelines, trying to give these people redemption, these terrible, evil, bad people? That's what they have in common with the Mob of the Dead people. So we need to see. And as we wrap up this trailer, we're finally getting introduced to our map, where our starting location will be inside Morgue City, our starting room. And there's our Silesia wonderful food logo we were looking for in the trailer that Milo found a while ago. Damn GameStop logo is in front of it, so I can't see it well. Hopefully there's other trailers released by Call of Duty. Makes it a little cleaner. But with that said, it was a wonderful, wonderful prologue. It's got me so excited for this map. I think Shadows of Evil is going to be a great map. Like, I am really there. They've put so much time and effort into this. If this turns into a transit, my mind will be blown. Like, I cannot imagine that they've put this much work into this map and had this much time to make sure it executed properly to blow this. So I really hope Treyarch doesn't. It's theirs to win. Like, they really can do a great job with this. If you did enjoy this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 3 zombie news and information. I cover all Black Ops 3 zombies, and I will be for the next year and a half as long as the new stuff comes out. I'm so excited to be bringing you guys this. I am so pumped to play the actual game, and I cannot wait till it comes out. It's only like 25 more days. Cannot wait until Shadows of Evil and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies comes out. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Hello there, and welcome to the full storyline of Call of Duty Zombies. Today we will be entering the world of Call of Duty Zombies. And waiting for this one, I decided to do 2 in 1 episode. So we will do Nuketown and Die Rise. Sadly, Die Rise isn't enough. I definitely think me knowing the existence— oh, shit!